You didn't really plan on this, did you? Think back. I want you to look back to 2019. If you want, think back to Halloween, 1 year ago today. Halloween 2019, if you can. Maybe it's easier to think about Christmas. Go back to 2019. Or maybe think about New Year's Day 2020. This year is nothing like you had planned on. It's a year we all want to probably forget. It's a year that we will all remember. We want to forget it, but we'll probably always remember it. When you started out the year, when you were at the end of the year, holiday time, looking forward to 2020, and there are a lot of people talking about 2020 vision. I even put out there's a little workbook on how to create your 2020 vision so you can kick off the next decade and just kind of roar through it. And all of a sudden, coronavirus hit. What goals did you set for 2020? When New Year's Day 2020 hit, or you were sitting at Christmas, or you were holiday time, you're thinking about the new year coming, what goals did you have? What were your hopes and dreams for the next year, for the next decade? And then as you think about those and you go back and you kind of reflect on those, what were your biggest fears? 1 year ago today, what was your biggest fear? Was it a shortage of toilet paper? Was it a shortage of bacon? What was it? That wasn't even a thought a year ago. So 2020 didn't turn out the way that you wanted. What have you done? What have you done this year? Have you spent most of your time hiding inside your house? Maybe because you were told to, but have you been afraid all year long and you've been hiding inside your house, vegging out on Netflix, or maybe you got weekly deliveries of ice cream and potato chips or something because home delivery now is really cool? Or did you take the time to find new opportunities? Just because 2020 didn't turn out the way you had planned it doesn't mean that there haven't been a tremendous amount of opportunities for you to create new business, create new opportunities, to excel in to learn new skills. I mean, if you're stuck at home, you had amazing opportunity to learn new skills. Certainly couldn't have imagined a year like this. It didn't even get close to our mind that even anything like this would happen. Question is, have you let it beat you? Or did you pivot in the middle of all this and take advantage of what it gave you? Those are important questions to ask yourself. Did you just let it beat you up all year long, or did you take advantage of opportunities, of the silver linings, of areas where people were struggling, and did you find a way to help solve some of their problems? Maybe 2020 is going to be a throwaway year. For so many people, it's just going to be a throwaway year. They didn't get done what they wanted. They didn't get to do what they wanted. They didn't get to take the vacations they wanted. They didn't get to have the high school graduations. They didn't get to have the high school sports championships that they wanted. Maybe it's just going to be a throwaway year. Is it a throwaway year for you? Well, it doesn't have to be. There's still 2 months left. Today is October 31st. Tomorrow is November 1st. There's still 2 months left. That's 1/6 of the year. You've got 2 months left. You've got 2 months to start over or to make a new start. Maybe you don't even want to start over. You just want to start from here and do something new and make something new. I would recommend you go get my book, The Success Grower, on Amazon, and take the next 2 months and read it. It won't take you that long, but take the next 2 months and read it and do what the elements tell you to do to prepare for 2021, which has got to be better than 2020, right? And what you'll learn in my book, The Success Grower, is you'll learn how to take this vision of what you want in your life, which today is probably way different than what it was a year ago, because things are different. And what we want today is different than what we wanted a year ago, probably. But it teaches you how to take this vision of what you want and to formulate it and write it down and read it every day so you keep it front of your mind. Because if you keep your vision of what you really want foremost in your mind and you read it every day, it's uncanny how things will all of a sudden start to appear in your life to allow you to achieve that if you keep it in front of you every single day. I think I talked about this yesterday. As a man thinketh, so is he. What you think in your mind, and not men, but what you think in your mind is what you will become. So if you're thinking all the time that this year is a waste, yeah, this year will be a waste. If you're thinking all the time that this year has so many opportunities and you've just got to find one and you believe that there's a good opportunity out there for you, then you will find it. So in my book, The Success Grower, it tells you in the story, it shows you how to write this vision of what you want and keep it foremost in front of you every day. The next thing it will teach you is that you have to believe that it can happen. You have to believe that you can have it, that you can do it, that you can achieve it. If you don't have belief in yourself, you won't achieve anything. Other people can believe in you, that's great. But until you believe in yourself, nothing will happen. In my book, The Success Grower, it teaches you to write down your goals, the targets that you want to hit. If you want, just focus on 2021. What are the targets? What are the goals that you want to hit just next year? Don't worry about 5 years. Don't worry about 10 years down the road if you can't think that far. Just focus on next year. What's the target? What's the goal you want to hit next year? And write it down. And it helps you understand. In my book, The Success Grower, you will understand how to do that in a way that keeps it fresh and makes it real, because you've got to write it as if it exists today. And then you'll learn how to determine the steps that you need to take. Once you know where you're going, what the goal, what the target is, now you need to know what the steps are, what the twists and turns are to get there. You've got to figure that out. You've got to determine all the steps you've got to take. What are you going to do today? What are you going to do tomorrow? What are you going to do next week to get you to that target? And then once you know where you're going and you know what you've got to do, in my book, The Success Grower, you'll learn that you've got to celebrate the wins. I call them harvest. I grew up on a farm, and it was always we would plant corn in the early summer, and we'd harvest about this time of year. Once it got cold, October, November. It was a long, hot summer, plowing fields and cultivating and planting and watering, and I was like, when will this be over? But then harvest always came. And it was a celebration. Harvest was a great time. We got to reap the bounty of all that hard work. In the fall, about September-ish, we would plant wheat. It would grow and sit dormant over the winter, and then it'd grow in the spring, and we'd harvest it about July. Love wheat harvest. We celebrate. So as you move towards your goals, toward the target that you set for 2021, as you achieve the small steps along the way, and you need to know what they are. You need to know what the small little goals are that you're going to hit along the way. When you hit those and when you achieve those, celebrate. Congratulate yourself and say, this is wonderful. I achieved this little step. I did that. If it's nothing more, the first one you can celebrate. Here's the first one. Take some time and figure out what it is you see for your life, what that vision is that you want to accomplish in your life, and write it down. Write it down clearly. Write it down as though it exists today. What does it look like that you want to hit? When you do that, go celebrate. When you write it down, go celebrate. Go out and get some ice cream. Right now, I'd go get a cup of coffee or some hot chocolate because it's really cold out here. But celebrate. And then when you write down your goals, your targets for 2021, and you get them written down as if they exist, then go celebrate. That's another target. That's another little milestone that you hit. And when you get your plan done for how you're going to achieve that, go celebrate. Because you will begin to instill in yourself a process to reward yourself for the small goals. If you don't reward yourself for the small goals and the small achievements, you'll get tired. You'll get fed up with it. You'll say, what's the use? It doesn't seem like I get anything out of doing all this work. So you need to celebrate the small milestones. So when you write your vision, when you write down your goals, when you create your plan, those are 3 that you can do this week and you can celebrate this week in order to make 2021 a gangbuster year. Don't give up on 2020 yet. You got 2 months left. Take the time right now and work on your vision for the future, your vision for 2020. If you can only think of 2021, what's your vision for next year? When you get to this time next year, where do you want to be? What do you want to be doing? And what does that look like? Write that down. You still have time left. Or you have time left to get a jump on 2021. That should be your goal. That should be your mindset for today and tomorrow. And tomorrow, hey, you get an extra hour because time rolls back tomorrow. So you get an extra hour. So spend your extra hour wisely. Don't just sleep in an extra hour. Your brain is going to wake you up at the normal time. So get up and do the work. Take that extra hour. Spend some time with yourself. Spend some time with your future. And write down what you want next year to look like. And write down the things you want to accomplish next year. And then read them every single day for the next year. And I promise you, you will be in such a different place next year. If you do all that, you'll be in such a different place next year than you are right now. Pretty much guarantee that, if you do the work. I hope you have a great day. This is Halloween Day. My daughter was born today. My daughter Jessica was born today. Some years ago. So I want to say happy birthday to her. And I hope you have a great day. And I hope everybody has a great day. Be safe. If you're trick-or-treating, be safe. Keep your kids safe. Have a good time. Have a fun time. And plan for the future. Don't just throw away 2020. You've got 2 months left. Please take the time this weekend and work on your vision for next year, your goals that you want to hit next year, and how you're going to get there. And celebrate when you get that done. I'm Mark Schinner, sitting on the porch again today. I got to come outside. It is cold, but I'm out here. Hope you have a great day, a great weekend, and I'll be back and talk to you tomorrow.